Yeah, I think it's important that we celebrate last season's success. Obviously, it was a record-breaking historical season, but we can't. I would be remiss not to mention the fact that it comes when it does on the tail of us being 7 regular season games winless. And so I think today was a good opportunity to sort of reframe that. A lot of the team that we had last season, we still have this season, and I think reminding those athletes what they're capable of. And reinstilling that belief in themselves and the belief in the staff and the togetherness and the unity and what we can achieve when we work together was really important. So, it's fun to celebrate last season. I've talked with, people that have approached me about and podcasts about, are the trophies around, the trophies are here in the vault. And actually we have a policy, you're not allowed to wear anything from 2024 into the facility. So because that was last season. But I think the timing of this and looking at reframing it and thinking about what this group is capable of achieving when they work really hard and together and as one is really important. So I'm happy to have the opportunity to celebrate last season's success, but we're always moving forward. So, hopefully we can use that to inspire our performances as we move into the last chapter of the regular season for 2025.
So you won't wear your ring until the season's over?
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Like, yeah, I'm going to wear this ring. We actually, guys, I'm not a creative type. If you don't know that about me, I'm not a creative type. But I helped design this ring, and one of the key things was that it have the that we have the ability for it to be 2 rings in one, so that athletes could wear it because they do need the reminder. And I think even as staff, the staff need the reminders. So it's something that we earned, but there's not a chance in hell I'm not wearing this ring whenever I get the opportunity to. But again, I think it's a good reminder, but it's also, we got to look forward. Everything that we do has got to be forward focused and game by game, and that's where we're at. So that's what we'll do.
How has the season been being a dependent chance? Do you feel like it's been heavy weighing on the mind of the players having to live up to that standard?
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult to be successful year on year in this league. When you look at why this league is considered one of the most competitive leagues in the world, if not the most competitive league in the world, it's because of the parity. And being successful year on year is incredibly difficult to do. There's not very many teams that have done it. And, you look at us in winning the double. So you're talking about the Shield, which is winning a 10-month regular season, and the championship. The championship is a 3-game tournament. So, to be able to win both and then repeat both is incredibly difficult. I think there's only one team in NWSL history that's done that, and it's North Carolina. So, really focusing on moving and shifting that mindset from being the hunter to being the hunted. It's a lot more difficult than it sounds. You can talk about it and you can say all these big philosophical things, but actually implementing it and putting into practice can be really, really difficult. And so you got to give the athletes some grace. I think, we did really well coming into the first half of the season. We faced some adversity in the second half of the season since we came back from the international break. But, if I know nothing about this group, the one thing that I do know is their ability to overcome adversity and work together. And even if you look at our last, few results and the most recent result in Chicago, it's still a group of athletes that's really together. And I can't say that that's been true of Orlando teams in the past. And so we just have to build on that. When I talk to the technical staff and I talk to the support staff, and I'm just going to keep talking with my hands because this is pretty cool. But when I talk to the staff, we've always prided ourselves on you can't get too high and you can't get too low. You've got to stay pretty even keel regardless of what's happening in the season. And that was true in 2023. It was true in 2024. And it's true now. You can't overcorrect. You've got to go back to the basics. You have to go back to your cultural values. You have to go back to the things that made you great. And that's what we're going to continue to focus on.
One last thing, you guys have considered the fans and all this too. There's something going to be available to them. Can you shed some light?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's going to be rings available. Season ticket members have the opportunity to pre-purchase those. So that's an exciting perk for season ticket members. My parents actually went in and were able to purchase 2 in advance. So I think that's really exciting. The fans have stuck with us. They've stuck with us for the initial decade of the Orlando Pride. And to be able to share this momentous season last year with them is really important. And again, I think it's just as much a reminder for them as it is for us going into the second half and the final closing chapter of this regular season that this is what this group is capable of doing, and we've got to kind of slog through the adversity and come out on the other side.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Tonight's a very special night. Orlando Pride, we're celebrating our one-of-a-kind, first of hopefully many championship rings and championships, and it's a special night. One-of-a-kind team, one-of-a-kind championship for our players, our coaches, our entire staff. Incredible resilience, incredible hard work, and like I said, a historic season, so it was incredible to share it. And I know for our fans, the city of Orlando, all of Central Florida, and our fans everywhere, this was a historic year last year in 2024, and we look forward to more of these to come.
Mark, take us into the ceremony. How was it up there with the ladies?
Well, it was very special having our entire team come up there, and of course, Haley Carter, our GM, and Seb Hines, our coach, all the players coming out, led by Martin and the entire team, and Jared Dillon, our Chief of Business Operations. So the entire club and all our sponsors, supporters, companies like Orlando Health, Inter & Co., all part of an extended family, and these championships don't happen by accident. A lot of hard work, a lot of teamwork, on and off the field, on and off the pitch to make it happen. So we wanted to celebrate with our extended family.
And the design of the ring is unique as well. Take us through that process.
Well, there are a few different elements to it. I'm not necessarily the jewelry expert, but I know there are 24 elements of one kind, which represents a historic 24 match unbeaten streak, NWSL record. There's 60 pieces of another kind that you can see in the image that represent the 60 points, which is also a historic high for the NWSL. So many great achievements, and of course, the gold star on top of our logo, which represents our first championship. And to have a double winner of just the Shield and the championship was really an incredible year.
Will you wear yours in public to maybe motivate your other franchises, or what do you do with yours?
Well, winning is about certainly trying to provide the resources as ownership to make sure we have the best people. And fortunately in Orlando Pride, we have incredible leadership in Haley, Seb Hines, and on the field, and that goes in any of the sports businesses we're involved with. We're proud of all the people and the kind of culture that we're creating. So with great culture and great teamwork and hard work and resilience, we can win championships. So this is hopefully the first of many, and we as an ownership, we as a family are very proud of this team, and I know the community is super proud of this club. And the first ever major professional sports championship here in Orlando, and we're hoping to bring more to come.
And one ring really represent what last year meant to this club? You got the Shield Championship and now the ring. So when you look at all three of those, where were those that you get?
You know, the ring is kind of symbolic of something, and it will hopefully remind those who are privileged to wear it all the great memories, all the great camaraderie. We know in 2023 we came very close to making the playoffs, and we saw a film about the club and the resilience they came into camp with, and to fight hard and know every day that they had to have that chip on their shoulders. You know, our motto kind of was like, do you see us now? And the world saw us last year, and we look forward to continuing that.
When you and your ownership took over this franchise, you definitely put a lot of money into this Pride team, into women's sports. Why was that so important? Why was it so much for you to put a heavy emphasis on the club?
Well, we're excited about the future of women's sports, and when you just look at the parade we had last November, and you see as you go through the streets and how young people in particular are looking at our players, and they want to emulate them as role models and to be champions like them, that should inspire that young men and young boys and girls are all emulating the leadership qualities, the resilience that they showed on the pitch. So we're excited about that. That's a great thing about the platform of professional sports, and we're excited about the future of NWSL, the Orlando Pride, and women's sports in general.
And I read there's also going to be a fan ring available.
I believe so, and we can get you all the details on that, but for sure that will be forthcoming. Yeah.
Very good.
Good. Good.
Mark, appreciate it.
Good. Thank you all. Thank you. Appreciate. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
It was awesome to get everybody back together, get the gang back together. We missed them so much. They were so important to this team. So yeah, it was really nice to have tonight to celebrate. But we know tomorrow we're back to business. So we're enjoying tonight for sure.
You're wearing it on your index finger. I'm not quite sure how that equates to wearing it in public. But where will you display that and to your friends and family? What are you going to do?
That's a good question. So actually, they were really smart in the design. There's like a ring inside of the ring. So I don't know if I can take this off. I don't want to. But basically, so there's a ring inside of the ring. So this will be in a nice, safe spot. And then this is something that we can wear around every day. So they were like really, really thoughtful and intentional with the design, which is very cool.
What does that mean, just to have the ring inside the ring to show the double championship?
I think it signifies a lot. I think, the double championship, super historic. And I think, just the intentionality of like something we can wear proudly day to day. Obviously, you could wear this if you wanted to, but that'd be a little obnoxious. So just kind of being able to wear that on a daily basis and remind us of who we are and everything that we accomplished.
And having the ceremony upstairs and getting all the camaraderie and everything, how does that help with the team as you look towards the back half of the season and getting ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think at first when we knew that it was coming at this time, everybody was kind of like, why now? But I feel like every time with this team, everything happens for a reason, and I think it's coming at a perfect time for us to remind us who we are, what we've done. Haley Carter said it, like, we are champions, we will always be champions, and we have to go out and prove that day in and day out. So I think this is just a good reminder of that, and we have to continue to embrace that mentality moving forward.
When you got your box, was it a wow moment?
Absolutely. Like, that is such a special moment. It's, the thing about this ring is it's something that we'll have forever. We have the memories, and this is just like an item that you can, show your kids, show your grandkids, tell them about the record-breaking season that we had, and just remember all the good memories.